everybody, Mr. Hayes here. I thought I would go through some of these problems just to make sure that if you have any questions about how to set them up, we'd be good to go with that. So the intention here is obviously to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, or add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. So I'm going to go through the evens here. And so if I click on this, I'm supposed to add these two things together. Now notice here, I've got to distribute out this 4 first. And so that's going to become negative 12x to the third plus 8x squared minus 12x plus 28. Now we're going to take that and add it to this original polynomial over here. Now notice here we're skipping one of these, and so sometimes that's the problem with doing it like that. You got to be careful with that. So I've got negative 7x to the fourth, and I've got no x to the fourth, so over on the right side. On the left side, I've got x squared, so that means that I've got minus 12x to the third from this side. And then I've got plus x squared from here. And I've got x squared over here, so I'm going to put those together as like terms. I have minus 5x here, so that goes along with the minus 12x. And then I've got the plus 11 and plus 28. So if I go through and I group like terms, I'll have a negative 7x to the fourth, because that's my only x to the fourths. I only have the 1x to the third, so that's going to go there. These together, I've got 1 and 8, so I've got a total of 9x squareds. Here, negative 5 minus 12. Again, be careful when you've got negatives. That's going to become negative 17x. And then plus 11, or 11 plus 28 is plus 39. Now, when you go to type these in over here, remember you can use the caret key to give you exponents. And it's going to enter it numerically, so you don't have to give any explanations or anything like that. We're just going to go ahead and type in. So we're just going to go ahead and type in negative 7x to the fourth and then minus 12x to the third plus x squared minus 17x plus 3. Okay, no need to do explanations, no need to show the work in there. That's the way that we're going to go ahead and put it in that. Okay. So let's take a look at problem number 4, one of the subtraction ones. Now notice here you're subtracting all of this over here. Okay, so this I'm subtracting all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and just line this up. Since I've got all of the different degrees here, I've got x to the third, x squared, x, and 12. I'm going to subtract 4x squared there. I'm going to subtract 6x underneath the x's, and then I'm going to subtract a negative 23 underneath the 12. And once I have that, we can treat this like a traditional subtraction problem. So there is nothing being subtracted from 5x to the third. I'm going to go through and, since that's supposedly a 4, minus 2x squared. Negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7x. And then over here, this is going to change into adding. So then that's going to become a 30. Oops. Plus 35. And that's what we would type up over here in this box over here. All right. And again, remember, you just need to type just the answer there. All right, number 6, we're going to do some multiplication. So let's get some room here. So when we're going to do this, then what we're asking here to do is I've got negative 2x times 3x to the third plus 5x squared minus 7x minus 3. So I'm going to distribute this out to every single term. Okay, so I have negative 2, and I write my coefficients together like this. And we've also recommended that you kind of maybe with this x we'll put a little 1 there so we don't forget about it. And then I'm going to go minus 2 times 5 times x to the first x squared. And then minus 2 times negative 7 times, x to the first, x to the first. There's another one up there. And then minus 2 times negative 3 times the x. And so from there, you're going to get negative 6. Now remember here, I am multiplying 1x by an additional 3x's, right? So 1x times 3x's multiplied together. So that's going to give us a total of 4. Minus, because I've got negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, so that's going to be minus 10. And here I've got 1x times 2 other x's, so that means I've got a total of 3 x's multiplied together. Negative 2 times negative 7 here is going to give me 14 x squared, because I've got 1x times 1x. And this last one, negative 2 times negative 3, is going to be a positive 6x. And again, type just your answer up over here in the box, and you will be good. Then for problem number 8, when we're multiplying out binomials, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this depending upon how your teacher did and also depending upon your preference here. You don't have to show both. Okay. There's one called double distribution. That is an ugly, ugly 2. Okay. So when you do this, I'm going to take this whole thing and multiply it to the 2x and multiply it to the 5. All right. So when I do that, I'm going to get 3x minus 7 in its parentheses times 2x. Now, your teacher may have put the 2x over on the left-hand side. That is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to fix my 2 because apparently GoFormative doesn't like how I draw my 2's. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. I'm going to take 3x minus 7. And again, that's going to be multiplied by 5. And then after that, what we're going to do is then we're going to come back and distribute it this here. And again, that's part of the reason why you might have the 2x's up front. So 2 times 3, or 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. 7 times 2 is negative 14. And the x comes along. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. So 3x times 5, 3 times 5 is 15. The x comes along. And then negative 7 times 5 is going to become negative 35. Now, when you get to this point here, again, remember, you probably want to take a second, see if there's any common terms that or like terms that we can combine. And we've got some right here. So I get 6x squared. Negative 14 plus 15 is going to be 1x. You can have a 1 here, or you can leave it just x minus 35. All right? So that's one way you can do it. I'll show you the box method here because I would say about half my class likes the visual of that. Half my class likes what I just did. So if I do the box method, and again, this is more of a geometric type of thing. We're basically finding the area of this square. I'm going to put one of the binomials down this side, each in a separate box. We have 2x times 5. And then again, remember what we're going to be doing here is that effectively we're finding the area here. So then this is going to become 3x times 2x. So that's going to become 6x squared. This over here is 3x times 5. That's going to become 15x. And the showing of the work, I'm going to leave to your teacher here in terms of writing what's being multiplied together. I'm doing it here so that you understand where the numbers are coming from. I've got negative 7 times 2x here. So that's going to be negative 14x. And then I have negative 7 times 5. And that's going to be negative 35. So again, notice it's the exact same numbers that I had on the other method, just in a slightly different order because I think we had the negative 14x first. These x's, you're going to combine like terms, but you come up with the same beautiful answer of that. 6x squared plus 6x squared plus x minus 35. All right, we've got one more here. Actually, yeah, I think one more. Yeah. So I'm going to come down here, and these last two problems here, you need to kind of figure out. I'm not going to go through these all step by step, but I'm going to kind of talk through where you're thinking things. So again, you need to come up with a polynomial here that when I add it to this is going to give me this polynomial here. So what plus 5x squared is going to give me that 7x squared? What plus 1x is going to give me that negative 6x? What plus a negative 7 is going to give me 11? And then you're going to type that in. So don't forget that whatever this is here, that's going to be something x squared. This is going to be something x, etc. Likewise, if we go to the other question, on question number 10, it's the same idea. We need to come up with a polynomial here that when I multiply negative 3x by something, that's going to get me 15x to the fourth. I need that negative 3x because, again, remember, this is going to be distributing here. Times something is going to get me a negative 6x cubed. I need another box here that when I do that, I'm going to get 27x squared. And you're going to type the whole polynomial over here in the box. Okay? So obviously, if you need help, email your teacher. We're going to be covering problems like this during some of the hybrid days, so make sure you ask questions there. And as always, good luck. Have fun. See you later.